this case Yonka, and I'm the publisher for Profiles magazine. Profiles is a research-based magazine for career people. The aim is to create an exclusive index and a platform where career people can interact on business, lifestyle, and entrepreneurship. We'd like to sit back and listen to this special interview with Honorable Desmond Elliot. Thank you. It's a big privilege for you to indulge us today to have this special interview with you.
Thank you.
We're really honored. The essence of this interview is to profile the lives of people that have got an edge in the industry, and also serve as a motivation to young career people that want to be inspired, probably after reading or watching this interview. There are a couple of questions that we might like to ask you, and we would like you to just throw more light into those questions. For example, we'd like to know more about you. Tell us about your background.
All right, thank you very much. I feel very honored to be here. My name is Desmond Elliot, as a lot of us know me as. Originally born Desmond Elliot. There's an Ayodele to it as well, but that's my birth certificate. I am from Ologo area of Lagos State, which is in Lagos Island. What else can I say? Grew up in Surulere. My parents or my father was moved along with a lot of residents then in the 50s to Surulere, a place called New Lagos. That is the present Surulere as it is now, and we've been there since 1955. I was born in the 70s. You want me to give you exact date? Well, I don't old like that sharp. So had most of my educational background in Jos, Plateau State, primary, secondary, partly university, and then I finished in Lagos State University, studied economics, BSc, and currently do my master's at the National Open University, MBA. All right, I've been an actor for 15 years, fortunately, and by the grace of God, I've risen to a point where I'd say, as far as Nollywood is concerned in Nigeria and Africa, I've gotten to a point where I can also produce my films, distribute my films, and almost to the peak of my career, if I could put it like that. Also, I've delved into politics, by the grace of God, running for a seat to be a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and by His grace again, I won the ticket to represent my party, the All Progressives Congress, come 2015 or 2015. So yeah, it's been a jolly good ride.
Yeah, we've known it's been a jolly good ride. And what prompted your choice of career? Did you always know you end up a celebrity?
No. Firstly is my faith. I believe strongly in the supernatural. I believe strongly in God. I am what you call a God's person. I believe everything that's happened in life is an ordination from God, especially to His children. I believe God loves everyone. It's a belief I grew up with and has guided me through my lifetime. I have never planned 5 years of my time, like how I'm going to be in the next 5 years. I have only hoped I'll be something in the next 5 years. But what I've always discovered is, as it is being placed in my heart to move, I listen to directions and directives from my supernatural, which is my God. And basically, if you ask me if I thought I would be an actor or a star or anything like that, none of that. I've always wanted to be, I've always loved politics, I've always loved, money, and because I've always acted in church, and people have always loved it. It's something I've always loved, watching films and stuff. I watch everything and anything as long as it was films. So I had that flair for it. For me, it was like a hobby, and it it was difficult the first 3 years. It was so bad. My mother would say, "You come in the morning, you go out in the morning, you come in at night. We've not seen film, we've not seen money." You know, it was a push for me to achieve. And then I stepped into modeling. Then those days were slim. We find small that time. You know, we were doing lots of modeling stuff. And for me, the modeling taught me a lot of things. For me, I discovered that you didn't need to look good to be chosen. In other words, you didn't need to have all your qualifications, so to speak, for you to be the chosen one. You just have to be there at the right time and at the appointed time. And then the God factor.
And you were in the right place at the right time.
I believe so. Because even when it got to acting as well, I had just finished from a revival that T.D. Jakes came to do at the National Stadium. This was, I believe it was 2001 or 2000, something around that period. T.D. Jakes had just come to Nigeria for the first time from House on the Rock. I mean, he was being hosted by Pastor Paul Adefarasi a long time ago. And then I had this phone, a communicator. Yeah, no, the communicator I gave to my church. I sold it as a seed. There was this other thing I think I had. I can't remember. I think it was a communicator I had. You know, I just got this phone, this Sony Ericsson communicator, very nice phone then. I was so excited. And then he was preaching and talking about sacrificing and giving your all and what David did, that he will not give. Was it Solomon? It was David. Yes, David. I will not give to the Lord that which will not hurt me, blah, blah. This one paying me, not be hurt to paying me well. And then I sold it. This was on a Sunday. And then by Monday, a man called Biodo Aleja, we're having a casting for a film, just saw me and said, he said, "What was I doing?" I said, "We're doing casting." So he said he wouldn't bother me. I said, "No, me, I'm free or freelance." The man laughed and then he asked if I could follow him for a soap thingy they wanted to do. So he took me to one Mr. Tajude Adepetu then, and then Adepetu just saw me. He discovered I was from Jos. He said they liked my face, blah blah blah, and the rest is history. Anyways, cut the long story short, that was how I started doing soap operas. Everyday People, This Life, Super Story, and then I pretty much became like a king of soap opera because I was in almost every soap opera then. This was early 2000.
Throughout your work life, I'm sure, having heard all these things that we've heard now, throughout your love life, you will have somebody that's been like your mentor.
Did you say work life or love life?
Work life.
Okay, just check it.
You also have your love life too. No?
I can't tell you my love life.
In the movies.
Sorry.
Throughout your work life, who's been your most outstanding mentor?
When I was in Jos, Uni-Jos, Richard Mofetamijo came, and it was a high moment for me. I've always looked up to him. So when I started acting, I went to a school called ITPAN, Independent Television Producers Association of Nigeria. In fact, that was where he really noticed me, really liked me, and my seriousness, my focus. And then that was when we established a bond, and I looked up to him as a mentor, you know, until I started producing and then directing, and then, you know, I had to pick up a mentor as well. Mr. Lancelot Udwe Maswe, someone I've always looked up to as well.
Acting, producing,
yeah.
You know, how do you balance your work life? It's going to be demanding. How do you balance this work with your family?
It's one of the most difficult things. It's pretty much one of the most difficult things.
More or less, like how is it like being in Desmond's world?
It's very difficult. You finish very late, and then you wish you could go home, but you can't go home because your wife wants you to stay where you're at. It's better late than they don't see you at all. Better you don't show up at home and you are safe sleeping than you go on the road and something happens. So, and most of the time we finish very late, and then you have to balance it up because you have kids that are growing up. You need to let them understand you. You understand them. They love you. You love them. You need to explain to them why daddy isn't home sometimes because daddy has to go to work. You know, it's tough. But then when you have a spouse who understands, and then she didn't meet me an actor, she met me as Shola.
Your track record of achievement, they speak for themselves. And what's been your major milestone, as in career milestone to date?
I'll be honest with you. I think to everyone there's a reason why they are where they are at, especially in the entertainment world. Everyone has a reason and a purpose. One of my marketer mentors, Remy Jess, told me something in a lot of years ago. He said, godliness with contentment is great gain. That thing never left me. For whatever reason, for all it was worth, maybe he said it for a personal reason, but I looked beyond him telling me that for his own reason, and I looked at it for what it was. Godliness with contentment is great gain. I am one who, money is good. I love money because it makes things happen, but I am not money crazy. So your reason for being in entertainment is important. For me, my milestone would be the fact that I am able to make people smile. You can see someone who is sad, who is upset, who feels downcast. At the moment the person sees you, he or she lightens up. Most important thing, which affects a lot of us as entertainers, is that we forget who we are or where we're coming from. We are this. And a lot of people, it comes to them as a surprise. You're shocked at how God has taken you to that high level, and then you assume a position that is not you, and then that leads to a lot of problems.
We'd like to talk about this trend, the trend we have right now, celebrities going into politics, and the trend has been there. What part of governance appeals you, and what are the impacts you'd like to make in the nearest future?
Okay, firstly, let me delve a little bit on the celebrities coming on to politics. We've had a lot of association, communication, dialogue, discussion with lots of politicians, and then we have lots of dialogue, communication, discussions with the grassroots, with people, with human beings. We are more or less like a link. Do you understand?
Okay.
And because we are speaking from the people point of view, we also understand what hurts the people, their yearnings and their aspirations. It's not to everyone. A lot of us have always had ambitions and aspirations, just like I've always had for a long time, about being in politics. I've always said it in pretty much almost all my interviews, if asked. And I'm not growing any younger. Those who are there already are not growing any younger either. And one thing I understand is they would not want to leave. And nobody wants to groom anybody. So the point is, you try and create relevance for yourself, and then try and see how you can find a space in that tight corner. Reason being that the world is changing, and a lot of us, a lot of our leaders, in terms of those politicians, let me not put leaders, a lot of our politicians are not moving with the moving trend. It has nothing to do particularly with age, but they still want the status quo to still remain when a lot of things have left them. Technology has improved, has grown. The economy we shouldn't be talking about roads at this time in Nigeria. We shouldn't be talking about even hospitals. We should be talking about insurance. We should be talking about jobs that will increase technology. We should be talking about management of all these things. Those are the kind of things that should be our. But till date, we are talking about rural areas, growth, water security, house, all those things that Nigeria shouldn't be known for. Granted, we are just growing as a nation, but in how God has blessed us and as individuals, we are way light years ahead of our rulers in thoughts, dynamism, in solutions, innovative ideas. We are light years ahead. And if some of us do not start to pitch ourselves in places that are important, we will keep remaining the way they think us as, if you understand what I mean. They see us as the people who should be governed. But we are saying, not only should we be governed, we should also move with the trend of time. We should move, we should push ourselves. We should not be talking about jobs, we talk about job empowerment, SMEs, empowering people. At some point, not just politicians that should handle politics. People who have achieved in their areas of or their chosen career should be able to deal with politics, should be able to understand how to have be a midway. And now, instead of causing fights because you are in one faction or the other, because you are not so political, you can now bring everybody together and let everybody enjoy this dividend of democracy that we're talking about. America is not America because it's America. It's because a lot of people are selfless, decided to build a nation. And that's what people are now sleeping on. Nigeria is amongst that group of nations, group of A-list nations. It's not because we are different, but because I believe God has chosen this great nation to be where it's at. And if you do not understand, a lot of our leaders do not know that. A lot of the politicians don't know that. It's what they want and their family. And then I see myself as a point. If I mess up and a lot of my people within my category mess up, then it has spoiled chances of young people coming up to be leaders tomorrow. So we must be that sacrificial lamb to say this is what the youth can offer, because we're no longer being used anymore anyways.
Based on what you said, I'm sure some people are going to be looking up to you now, because so many people look at you now. This is no more the Desmond Elliot.
Hold on to your dream. Take the situation of your country seriously. I started taking it right from when I was in secondary school. I followed it through. I followed all Abiola campaigns, all Baba Gana Kindibe campaigns, and then I was in my 20s. I followed all through. I knew when Obasanjo was in jail, when he came out. We should get interested in our polity, because that decides the way we will trend. We must know foreign interests in our country. Why are the Western world interested in Nigeria? What's the importance? Why are we here? Why are we doing this? What is this? What is budget surplus? What is chocolate? From an early stage, we started getting interested in it. I noticed that even on my Twitter handle and Facebook, when we talk politics, a lot of people are interested. Very few people are interested. When I begin to talk about entertainment, Big Brother, or one of my colleagues, you see, man, then I'm tired. I do not even sleep till maybe 3 a.m. in the morning, because we're all tweeting and everyone is excited. Let's start getting excited. Politics shouldn't be as sad a situation as it's being portrayed. It should be something we should be talking about. Everybody's happy. We are dissing somebody or we are encouraging somebody. The growth of Nigeria should be a collective one. Now, it's so difficult for any youth to want to be in politics because it's expensive. It's expensive. Where are you going to get the money? Oh, I'm interested. Oh, yeah, begin enter now. Let me see. It's expensive. So that's one of the reasons why entertainers are able to get it, because they've been able to make small, just a little, to be able to push around and say, okay, look, we do it.
Very small questions too, because it's not about politics. So many people were wondering, like, what are Desmond Elliot's hobbies?
Hobby? I love playing Scrabble. I love traveling, if that's a hobby. But yes, I do love traveling and seeing places. I love talking to people from different areas. I'm always inquisitive about that. So that's it basically. Every other thing. Now I want to start playing football at this age, and then I want to start playing squash a lot because I need to lose some weight. So that's it.
As someone that's been in the movie industry, you've seen a lot of movies. What's your best movie of all time?
I would say Behind Closed Doors. Reasons, many reasons, sentimental reasons and other things. Behind Closed Doors. It was being marketed by my mentor in marketing, Remy Jers, produced by my wonderful friend Ememi Song, directed by Lancelot Oto and Maswe. My co-actors were RMT, who I look up to, Stella Damasos, who is my main girl, myself, Mama G. Come on! To me, that was the peak of my career.
So basically, what are the main thing that inspires you to pick up a movie role? Yeah, we can say the
people who handle the production, because I know that whatever comes out of it is a good storyline. Like in this case, used to be Annex Merchandise, Remy Jazz, MME Song, you know. Those were people I would drop any production for any day.
2 questions more. First, being a veteran in the entertainment industry.
I don't know about being a veteran.
No, you're a veteran in the entertainment industry.
Hey, man, don't they all do?
Yes, so now, you're into politics now. How would you assess the rate of development right now and the support of the government to the private sector?
It's a very shaky situation. It's very shaky. We don't have structures. And we know in any frame or sector in life, without structures, you cannot grow. One of the greatest things Babatunde Fashola, His Excellency, has been able to do is create a structure that had a foundation. And then if he leaves, those structures will still stay. Continuity. We do not have a structure in Nollywood. We cannot forecast. We cannot predict. We cannot say, I dropped 10 million, I have 20 million in 3 months. We can't do such kind of forecast because the structures aren't there, which is one of the reasons why I'm here, because at this position that I'm at, I'll be in a position to call on every party to say, let's sit down. We need to start having a structure for Nollywood. If we cannot do structure for Nollywood in Nigeria, let's try and do for Lagos. So we can predict how films can sell. We must have categories, A, B, C films, and how we are going to sell them, the market, and where we're going to reach. I will use my position as well to make sure that supermarkets and other bigger companies accept us and embrace us. We must understand that this is an economy, a sector that has grown a lot of people, minds, and even in jobs. So we must let it grow. If not, it will die. Nollywood cannot go beyond this level if we do not have governmental policies that support its growth. And having the right people in the right roles. Not when you tax me from a state level, you tax me from federal level, you tax me with withholding tax, you do all the tax, then the cinema splits the money at piece. And what comes to me is just something very meager. Then there's no encouragement to continue.
Okay, well answered. We believe someone like you will present the future of politics, especially in a state like Lagos State.
I'll do my best, bros.
And we know you have ambitions, and beyond politics, where are we going to look at Desmond Elliot?
Just look at him as a family man, a man who loves his children and just wants life to be sweet. Really? Nothing more, nothing less. I just want to enjoy life. Life not hard. Do you understand?
Yes. Message to your fans.
Hey, fanos! This is Desmond Elliot and I'm saying hi. Okay, remember, if you haven't registered, go and take your registration card. If you have not, go and re-register. If you're 18, go and register. Make sure you have your card. Make sure you vote. Your vote is your right. Your vote is your voice. Now, beyond that, make sure you have dreams. If you don't have dreams, then as good as dead. So please have dreams. There's a wise man once said that the worst thing in life is not death. The worst thing in life is having a purpose and not living to achieve that purpose. I hope you have a dream, you have an aspiration, and then you work towards it. Always, always expect the unexpected, because when it comes, you might not know. But when it comes, and then you have something there, or whatever it is, then you can move on in life. I wish you all the best. I wish this country all the best, because I know we're getting there. Swile it! Nothing do you. Sign out!